The threats had been out there and now they have been made good on. Donald Trump has been gagged by the judge in terms of social media posts when it comes to his trial that's still ongoing in terms of Stormy Daniels, the hush money payments and all that. This is State Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan, who had been the target of many deranged social media posts by Donald Trump. Fulfilled prosecutors' request this week in issuing a social media gag order on the former president. This is in relation to the criminal charges of the allegations that he oversaw hush money payments, okay? And I mentioned that because as you'll see going forward, some people are confused about that. So why did they do this? Why did they stop him from posting about it? I don't know for sure, but I think it might have something to do with the death and destruction tweets or him repeatedly attacking Alvin Bragg or attacking the judge and the judge's wife and identifying the judge's daughter and attacking Stormy Daniels. Basically everyone involved in this case was being viciously attacked and he kept being warned to stop it and he didn't. And so now the gag order has happened. Oh, also along the way, there were 2 different letters of white powder sent to Alvin Bragg. This is in relation to the first one. Now, there's a couple of things coming out of this that you need to understand. One, in theory, were he to violate this, then he could be, it doesn't mean he would be held in contempt of court, which could potentially land him temporarily in jail. I don't think that will happen, but it could. And coming out of that, this is so interesting. Donald Trump bleated, he doesn't have any idea what's going on in the world. Waiting for a jury decision on a false accusation where I, despite being the current political candidate and leading all others in both parties, am not allowed to speak or defend myself, even as hard-nosed reporters scream questions about this case at me. In the meantime, the other side has a book falsely accusing me of capital R rape and is working with the press. I will therefore not speak until after the trial, but will appeal the capital U unconstitutional silencing of me as a candidate, no matter the outcome. That's a different trial that you're facing. What are you? He doesn't even know what he's being silenced in. Now, look, in defense of Donald Trump, I'm going to offer 2 defenses of Donald Trump. The first is we've all seen the woman, man, person, camera, TV thing. His mind is mush, so it's hard to keep track of anything going on. The other is that he is being sued and or on trial in a lot of different areas, so I guess it's easy to mix them up. But one is the hush money to the adult film star trial. The other is the allegations of rape against E. Jean Carroll. Those are both important. I think you should show them the respect, Donald Trump, of differentiating between the 2. So far as I know, he can still attack and abuse the people involved in all of his other trials online. Anyway, Ida, I apologize, but this is so ridiculous that this had to happen.
I was gonna say, all hail President Camacho. Idiot. First of all, just a big shout out to Stormy Daniels, who has not been intimidated, threatened in any way to back off. She has done what how many people in our government haven't done, who've been punked by Donald Trump, and she has had more gall than Lindsey Graham and name them all. What's his name from Jersey who was going to get laundry? What Chris? I just gotta shout her out because she is like, okay, all right, let's go. So whenever you have something negative to say about a sex worker,
that's true.
I'm just sitting here in awe. This is the example of what I'm saying about while people do not really value how important education is driving all of this. There are people who have no basic information, who have supported and continue to support this man because they don't know any better. And it is really becoming an infection that is caught throughout the country. And now you have people who even have post-secondary education, which will show you that means nothing to some people who are still reciting some of the dumbest things you've ever heard in the history of this country. And it is so sad that man, a lot of people love Donald Trump because they can walk around saying, at least I'm smarter than the president. I know I was one of them. I was like, I come from the hood where we had bad books, bad teachers. I lived in an environment where education wasn't prioritized. I can say that I was smarter than the US president. So we all is lost, my friends. We have to pick up the books and pick up the information. And we need to stop putting our dollars and stop funding our own oppression, because that is what's happening right now. You saw Israel shut down when they said, oh yeah, this is what you're doing? All right, we're not going to work today. And they shut down the whole economy. We have to think like that. We have to think like that, because they're never gonna come save us.
No, none of the big national figures, certainly not, no.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.